What's going on, everybody? Today what we're going to do is open up a can of spray paint right here. Why, you ask? Well, I've been going bigger a lot lately, doing murals and things like that, so I use a lot of spray cans or spray paint from different brands now, and I want to actually know how the spray paint works. So for me, I'm a visual person, so I want to visualize the inside when I'm using the can, so that I know exactly how to troubleshoot something if it goes wrong or clogs or doesn't spray the way I want to, so I know exactly what's happening inside. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna open this up and just check what's on the inside. So we opened it up, and now we're gonna take a look inside. So see, already you can see that there's like a buildup of paint at the bottom, because we opened it up at the bottom. And then for the Liquitex brand, there's two marbles inside. So these marbles probably are used to knock that paint that coagulates and forms together. So when you're spray painting and you shake it up, they tell you to shake it up. It breaks up the paint, especially at the bottom. So that's why I guess you gotta keep moving the paint around. And then let me see if I can open this up a little bit. Okay. Almost. There we go. And then we open this can up. Okay. Open the can up. There's like a tube. There we go. There is the tube in here. Right here. So here's the tube. So when you're spraying, it comes from the bottom. The paint comes from the bottom, so that's why you gotta shake it up to knock the paint around. And then the paint, because the tube is really thick, really hard, so it feeds from the bottom of the spray paint can, so it goes up. So that's why when you turn the paint, the spray paint can upside down and spray, all you're releasing is just the compressed air and the leftover paint in the actual nozzle. So if you want to relieve some of the pressure in your spray paint can and do some detail work, that's why you have to hold it upside down and just keep spraying. So hold upside down sprays, because nothing will be feeding into the tube because the paint is at the bottom. But when you're using it regularly, that's when you hold it upright, paint flows at the bottom. These marbles knocking around break up the paint, keep it from sticking together, and then it feeds in the tube. That also probably is why if you don't shake it up and it builds up and you're feeding it from the bottom, that chunky paint goes in and it can clog this nozzle. So one thing you can do sometimes is ruin a can by clogging up this nozzle, and there's no way to get paint out of the can, so you just wasted a whole can of paint. So I think that is it. There was nothing at the other end of the nozzle other than just an opening. So it's a very simple nozzle. Let me see if I can figure out. Pretty much nothing else to really say about this, other than definitely making sure you can visualize your spray paint can inside when you're using it. So when you're spraying and something goes wrong, you're looking or visualizing what's inside of it and saying, hey, am I shaking it enough? If it's clogging up, I want you to think about this buildup of paint you can see at the bottom, and just visualize that and say, you know what, maybe I need to shake it up more, maybe it's clogging at the bottom a little more. If it's the clogged nozzle, maybe opening up or using a different cap, probably a fat cap, because the fat cap, the opening is wider, so there's more paint that comes out. So basically there's less pressure, or more pressure to come out, so you're able to clean out the nozzle by using a fat cap, and then go back to a skinnier cap if you're doing that. So that's one way to relieve a clog. So just visualize what's inside, and I think you'll do a lot better, or you'll be a lot more efficient, and you're able to problem solve immediately what's wrong with the spray paint can or any other can that you may be using that's used to spray. So awesome.
So now that you know what goes on the inside of a spray paint can, do this for some other stuff, just to make sure you know exactly how it works, because when you know how it works, you're better able to troubleshoot and just utilize that tool. So definitely make sure you subscribe to my channel, and then check out some of the other videos. Peace.